Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. Today we'll be talking about my 1 month experience of the new OnePlus 11R. So OnePlus 11R was launched early Jan 2025, but we have been using this device since December mid. So it's almost a month now. In fact, more than a month now we have been using the OnePlus 11R. So this is an in-depth review after a month of usage. So let's go straight into the detailed aspects. So there are a lot of upgrades on the OnePlus 13R, but there are some downgrades as well. We'll talk about all those things in this video and how good is the device for the price segment. Now in India, this device retails for around 39,999 including card offers. Otherwise, it's 42,999 for the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage. So let's go straight into the detailed aspects. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. So first let's talk about the design language. Now that is one thing which has changed. There is a steep departure from the previous generation OnePlus devices, be it the OnePlus 11R or even the OnePlus 12R. You used to get a curved back panel and even the edges were curved. Now this time around we have a flat back panel. The edges are slightly sharper in nature. The design language is more or less similar to the Oppo's Find X8 series. So the design language is one thing which has changed. Now you get an aluminum frame, you get a glass finishing. Now the glass has circular patterns emerging from the camera unit, so that makes it pretty good actually in terms of in-hand usage. It may not be that comfortable to use, especially because of the slightly sharper edges, but then it's not really sharp actually. OnePlus has done a pretty good job making the edges a bit more smoother, but good thing is that it has a pretty good grip, I would say, compared to the glossy finish and the curved back panel, which did have a much better in-hand feel, but that was also slippery. But this one I feel the in-hand experience is slightly better, especially the slipperiness. Now again, design language, when we did other videos, multiple people said that they like the new design language, but at the same time few people did say that the design was kind of not that great. So it's a mixed bag in terms of design. Personally, I like the design. It's a flat finish. The camera cutout looks really nice. The aluminum frame adds beauty. It's an IP64 rated device, and also you get alert slider which has not been removed. So that is something which OnePlus has done pretty good job in terms of the design language. You get IR blaster, NFC is there, USB Type-C port is there, dual stereo speakers. Then USB Type-C port is USB 2.0, not 3.2, and then you get the SIM tray with dual SIM card support, volume and power key. So it's a pretty good device, I would say, in terms of design language, and the OnePlus branding and the glass finishing makes it a pretty good experience. But again, some people might not like the design. That's more of a personal choice. Now the front panel, you get the punch hole selfie camera, and the bezels are also kept minimal, but you can see that the fingerprint scanner placement is way down. That's something which is not really that comfortable. It should have been slightly up, similar to the OnePlus 13. OnePlus 13 has a very good placement, but this is way down here. That makes it slightly tougher to unlock. You have to go down this display. That's the only design language which we didn't like in terms of overall experience. So that's the design, and build quality again feels very sturdy. It's a very strong build, and this finishing is made of glass. So in our personal opinion, design and build quality has improved. So do let us know what you guys think about the design. Do you like it or do you hate it? All those in the comment section. Next, let's move on to the display. Now you get a actually very beautiful display, actually 6.78 inches display, 120Hz AMOLED display, and you get a really bright and vivid display. It supports HDR10+, then you also got Dolby Vision support, so it makes it really great in terms of display quality. And 4500 nits of peak brightness is available, and 1600 approximate high brightness mode, and the display quality is very good. It's an LTPO over 4.1 panel which has really good color gamut. Then you get DCI-P3 color gamut which is 100% is supported. 10-bit color depth is available, and this has 120Hz refresh rate. So being an LTPO 4.1, 1 to 120Hz refresh rate supports, and it also has Corning Gorilla Glass 7i. Now in our experience, the display quality was very good, really bright and vivid display. You do get a Netflix HDR10+ support and Dolby Vision, so movie watching and OTT content watching is really brilliant experience, and this minimal bezels on all the sides makes the display a really great experience. So it's an upgraded display, so we feel it's a really good display for this price segment. Next, let's move on to the software experience. Now, OnePlus software experience has been really good since the OnePlus OS 15 and Android 15. This device comes with Android 15 out of the box and 4 years of Android updates and 5 years of security patches. And this comes with OS 15. Now, we don't have to say about OS 15. It's very smooth experience. The animations are really good, and even day-to-day usage, you feel like a really fast and blazing fast experience with the UI, and overall experience definitely looks good. So software, it has improved with the OS 15. One thing what is not so great is the OnePlus has included a phone browser, a phone manager, and their app store, which is something which has been lifted from Oppo's ColorOS. That probably could have been avoided, I feel. But again, OnePlus used to be like the clean software experience, but slowly bloatwares are coming in. We could see in the Note series as well. Now even the number series is also getting those kind of bloatwares, which is probably a concerning thing. We feel OnePlus should be avoiding such bloatwares in their software experience. But otherwise, software experience is really good. These are apps which you can't uninstall because they are system apps. So that was a software experience, and 4 years of Android updates means really good update cycle as well. So overall software experience, I would say 9 out of 10 because it's a brilliant UI with the OS 15. Now let's move on to the performance. The OnePlus 13R comes with a previous generation Snapdragon or Qualcomm's chip, the powerful chip. So that has been the case for last 2-3 years. The R series gets the previous generation chip. So this comes with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 with a really great Antutu score as well. And the raw benchmarks, you can actually see the raw benchmarks are really impressive for a phone in this price segment. You can see that the Antutu score is almost close to 20 lakh, which is really brilliant. You can see the individual scores as well, and the storage score also you can see here at almost more than 2 lakh. That's really impressive. Now one good thing about this device is that even the base variant is UFS 4.0. Now last time it was UFS 3.1. Now there are some issues last time with the storage being wrongly mentioned by OnePlus. Now this time around you don't have any confusion. Base variant starts at 256 GB storage and it's UFS 4.0 and LPDDR5X RAM. So performance is not an issue. Day-to-day experience looks really good. Gaming experience is also really amazing. So overall I would say the thermals are also managed really well, and even when we did the throttling test, and it did perform quite well. We have a dedicated video on the performance test, so you can check out on our channel to get the detailed performance aspect. So I feel performance is solid and there is absolutely no issues here. Now you get in-display fingerprint scanner. So this is placed way down here. You can see here it's placed way down. That makes the device a bit uncomfortable to use, but the fingerprint scanner experience or the fastness of fingerprint scanner is pretty good. Now this device supports dual stereo speakers, and then you do get Qualcomm's aptX codec, LHTC, LDAC support. All those things are included because it's a OnePlus device, and the sound experience from the dual stereo speakers is also pretty good and acceptable for a phone in this price segment. Now it also supports all the 5G bands, NFC is supported, and the network and signal strength is pretty good. We are right now using the Jio SIM card on this device, and it has been really good experience. The call quality and the signal strength is absolutely good, so no issues in that matter. So next let's talk about the cameras. Now you get an upgraded camera setup. The primary camera is a Sony Light 700 sensor, then that's a 50 megapixel shooter. Now the secondary camera is a telephoto lens, Samsung's JN5 sensor, and it is again a 50 megapixel shooter with a 2x optical zoom for portraits, and the third camera is an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and you do get a 16 megapixel punch hole selfie camera. Now the camera setup is good. The telephoto brings in something changed experience, especially for portraits, but it should have been 3x optical zoom. That is something which we feel OnePlus could have done slightly better. But now talking about the camera experience, the daylight captures from the 50 megapixel shooter did a pretty good job. Although it's slightly richer in tones, the colors are pretty good, and the details and sharpness levels are also quite good. And we feel it is slightly improved from the OnePlus 12R in terms of overall performance. We have done the detailed camera review, so you can check out that video to get an idea about how good the experience is. The telephoto lens, the 2x optical zoom also did pretty good job. But then the ultra wide angle camera was kind of very average, 8 megapixel shooter, very average performance. That's one area OnePlus should be improving again. It's almost close to 50,000 price segment, so ultra wide should have been slightly better overall experience. So ultra wide, except that probably the experience is good. The portraits are also quite good, but then skin tones are not very accurate. There is a reddish hue to the skin tones, and the low light experience is also quite acceptable. So cameras are quite good, I would say. The primary and the telephoto lens does a pretty good job. Now the selfies are also okayish. Again, there is a reddish hue to the photos. The skin tones were not that impressive. Now you also get 4K 60 FPS using the rear camera, but the front camera is capped at only 1080p resolution. There is no 4K for the front camera. Overall, I would say cameras won't disappoint for casual shooters. If you are looking for the best camera, probably the ultra wide was not that great. Also, the selfie experience could have been slightly better, but otherwise the primary camera won't disappoint users. So do check out our detailed camera review to get an idea about how the experience is. Now finally moving on to the battery life. Now you do get a massive 6000 milliampere battery, so that's an upgrade, but there is also a downgrade. It's not a dual cell battery like the 12R, and the charging speed has been downgraded from 100 watt to 80 watt. So this has been one of the major downgrades. Now it's not a dual cell battery, and there is a downgrade in charging speed, hence the charging time has almost doubled from 30 minutes to 1 hour of charging time. While this is definitely a major downgrade, but I feel if you're charging in the night, you wouldn't actually notice half an hour of 1 hour of charging. But if you are a person who charges in the daytime, you will definitely notice the difference. But good thing is that you get a 6000 milliampere battery, so you do get a very good battery life. In fact, the battery life we got while testing was almost close to 10 hours screen on time, but in real life you can get somewhere around 8 to 9 hours, which we feel is good considering that this is the most powerful chip from last year. So it's not a budget chip, so considering that, this is definitely great battery life on the OnePlus 13R. So that's the battery life, and the charging speed has been downgraded. So now summing up, what are the good things and the not so good things about the OnePlus 13R? Now the good things, the build quality design looks refreshing, the display is top notch, software experience is great, and cameras are kind of very good, especially the primary camera. Battery life is good, then you also get great performance all around. Now the downsides, bloatwares are there, which should have been avoided. Then the ultra wide and the selfie cameras are kind of very much average, and then the charging speed has been downgraded. So these are the three downgrades I feel, or rather the cons of the device. But otherwise, the OnePlus 13R is a very good package for 39,999 with card offers. So that was my experience, the 1 month experience of the OnePlus 13R. So what do you guys think about the device? Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. This is Namal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.